If your history knowledge is rusty, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most complex and devastating conflicts of the 21st century. Today, we're unraveling the bloody conflict of the Syrian Civil War. This war has not only reshaped Syria, but has also had profound implications for the entire Middle East and beyond. In 2011, Syria was a country filled with tension. The government, led by President Bashar al-Assad, was increasingly seen as corrupt and oppressive by its citizens. A wave of pro-democracy protests swept across the Arab world, known as the Arab Spring. This movement inspired Syrians to demand change and greater freedoms. Syrians, frustrated by government corruption and lack of freedoms, took to the streets. They were calling for political reforms, economic opportunities, and an end to the Assad regime's authoritarian rule. But the regime of President Bashar al-Assad responded with force. Instead of listening to the demands of the people, the government cracked down hard. Peaceful protesters were met with brutal violence. Security forces used live ammunition, tear gas, and mass arrests to suppress the dissent. This ignited a conflict that drew in multiple factions and foreign powers. What began as a series of protests quickly escalated into a full-scale civil war. The Free Syrian Army emerged, formed by defectors from Assad's military. These defectors were determined to fight for a democratic Syria, free from Assad's rule. They aimed for a democratic Syria. However, the situation on the ground was becoming increasingly chaotic. Meanwhile, extremist groups like ISIS saw an opportunity to expand their influence. They capitalized on the chaos to seize territory and impose their brutal ideology. By 2014, the conflict had escalated into a full-blown civil war. Cities were turned into battlegrounds, and the civilian population suffered immensely. Russia backed Assad, while the US and European countries supported various opposition groups. This international involvement further complicated the conflict. Neighboring countries like Turkey and Iran also got involved, each with their own agendas. Turkey aimed to curb Kurdish influence, while Iran sought to bolster Assad. The war has caused a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions. Millions of Syrians have been forced to flee their homes, seeking refuge in neighboring countries and beyond. Over 500,000 people have lost their lives and millions more have been displaced. The human cost of this conflict is staggering. Historic cities like Aleppo lie in ruins. Once vibrant and bustling, these cities now stand as haunting reminders of the war's devastation. Today, the war is far from over. Despite numerous attempts at ceasefires and peace talks, fighting continues in various parts of the country. Ceasefires come and go, and the international community remains deeply divided on the solution. The path to peace remains elusive. But understanding this conflict is crucial to grasping modern Middle Eastern politics. The Syrian Civil War has reshaped alliances and rivalries in the region. So, next time you hear about Syria on the news, you'll know the backstory. Keep learning, keep questioning. The more we understand, the better equipped we are to advocate for peace and justice. And remember, history isn't just about the past. It's a lens through which we can understand the present and shape the future. It's about understanding the present and future. By learning from history, we can work towards a more informed and compassionate world.